Yeah.
You know, you drift out. Well, it's the same thing with wrestling. We're out there, we're a live movie. And you got them sucked in, then you do some ridiculous thing that doesn't like I said.
And then it's gone.
Yeah. And you can get them back just like a movie. And like you compare it to a movie because it is so much like that.
But you have to get the fans vested into what you're doing to get that belief.
Yeah. For them to suspend the disbelief, you know, they do. You got to get them. You got to capture them right at the curtain as soon as you come out. And from there you're on.
That's funny you said that because I just watched a Sin Body shoot training seminar the other day, and he used that same analogy.
Is that right?
About a movie, and you know, and almost like a car chase thing too, like you were saying.
Somebody's
it was
stealing
great.
your work, man.
Hey, no, I feel good now because I thought maybe I was ridiculous saying that, so somebody else said it too.
Oh, almost the exact same thing.
And it's so true. It is. I mean, in fight scenes, I mean, too, and that's the hardest thing for me to watch is a fight scene in a movie because it's basically what we do every day.
Right.
So I'm watching that and I'm saying, you messed up there, you messed up there. You know?
Right. Well, okay, let's talk about fight scenes. That fight scene in They Live, Piper's big movie.
Yeah.
Now that was one hell of a fight scene.
Yeah, and then you got somebody professional doing it. Now it's not to take away from the guys. They're good. I mean, I'm doing, like I said, because I do it myself, and it's just hard to watch. You know, like I don't. That's just me.
Well, no, I don't think it's just you. I think anybody that's old school and loves the old school style of professional wrestling believes in what you're saying 100%. I mean, I believe it.
Well, it's true. I mean, I might not be presenting it right, but it's true. Behind it all is true.
No, you're doing great.
The World Powers are in the house still.
Yeah. It must be time for their match, Marty. I know yours is up next. So.
I'm gonna get ready.
Yeah.
If y'all can come down tonight and cheer me on in the next 10 minutes, if you happen to be outside in your car, come on in.
Well, watch it on Couv Radio and
there you go.
CouvRadio.com and call your friends and neighbors and let them know. Marty, it's a pleasure meeting you. I've had a wonderful time talking with you.
I wish we could do it longer, but I'm gonna go here and do my thing.
Well, you can call my show sometime and we'll continue the conversation.
Definitely. I'd love to.
All right. Marty Jannetty, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Marty.
Thank you, man. See you.
The one and only Marty Jannetty, one half of the Rockers, former tag partner with Shawn Michaels.
BCW UIWA YouTube champ.
So we got the World Powers in the ring with Roy Lovejoy.
22 pounds, hailing from Russia. He is the Russian Petrov.
My headphones are just blowing up.
His opponent.
Well, it's still pretty loud, but because of all that crowd noise. Remember last week we had all that noise coming through the lines?
Yeah.
I'm still, I don't know. It's something to work on, I guess.
I got my game on.
Yeah, it's weird.
So, Tubbs, I'm sorry you missed out on that interview. It was an awesome interview. It just, even in that short time, I think we were able to cover a lot of ground on old school mentality, you know, Vince McMahon breaking everything wide open, the loss of territory days, the loss of kayfabe, how much more difficult it is to create that illusion, you know, to suspend disbelief for a little while. It's so much harder now. And training. How do you know a guy's getting actual accredited style training? Now you pay $50 for a week, you train for 3 months, guy slaps you on the ass and says you're going to be a star.
I can agree. I can agree with that, Ken. Every bit of it. Things have changed. There's a lot of trainers out there that shouldn't even be training.
Are your headphones too loud now, Tubbs? We had issues here when we were doing that last interview. So.
Yeah, it does seem like there's a bit of a change.
Okay, hold on here.
Yeah. Oh, now I'm unplugged.
That's a little bit better for me.
That's a little lighter for me. The volume could still come way down on mine.
Is that better? Better?
Keep going.
How's that?
There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Well, while we're having these technical issues as far as our microphones, Gregor Petrov has gone immediately on the attack before the bell even rang. He knows what's going on here. He wants this championship.
And it is for the UIWA Northwest Territory Championship.
That is correct. Gregor has done a lot of impressive things recently, and he has earned this title shot.
Yes, he has. The sad part about this is Lovejoy at ringside.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying the same thing about Psycho Sailor before. We know he's not out there for no reason.
Right. We know he's not out there to get a better view of the match.
We haven't seen Lovejoy in a while, and he is the current BCW YouTube champion.
Well, good for him.
Well, he probably wants to hide out so he doesn't lose the belt.
Yeah.
You know, if nobody but knows where he is, they can't go after him.
Right. But, again, back to the conversations I've had just this evening with Janetti. A1, total gentleman, very professional. And like probably everybody here on the panel, misses the territory days, misses the kayfabe days. You know, we talked about the problem that, one guy here is set with a certain gimmick and this and that and the other thing, but he could travel an hour up the road and they change him completely. That wouldn't happen back in the territory days. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. It's hard to talk about, different promotions like that. But honestly, it is true. A person can't really build a name for themselves and build a demand where the fans want to see them if they're going under three different names and personalities.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's counter to what you're trying to do when you're trying to build yourself and build your promotion.
Matt Legit just put up a video last week, and it was Vinnie Mac in one of the southern territories or something over in Florida or something with Buddy Rose cutting a promo.
He was putting over Portland wrestling.
Coming over, Buddy Rose is coming back to Portland. I think he was feuding with Hack Sawyer or something.
Right.
There was another one with Hack's brother. What was Hack's brother? Buzz Sawyer was wrestling in Georgia or something. And he was coming back to raise hell because somebody was messing with Hack back there. They were airing that on their promotion back when the territories used to work together.
And that seems to have been the trend back then. If you look at Piper, you look at the Hacksaws, you look at Matt Bourne and Billy Jack, it seems that they migrated when their time was done here in Portland.
Because it worked.
That they went to the Atlanta, the Mid-South area.
And it worked.
Yes,
and then one guy got greedy and screwed it for everybody else.
You're preaching to the choir, my friend.
It's horrible.
I think everything that's wrong with the business is the result of one man's greed.
I second that. That's what turns me away from watching stuff like TNA and WWE. Is I can't. The fanfare and everything that goes along with it. It's almost a little too ridiculous sometimes,
And that's one of the reasons I give the spoilers, at the end of my show. It's like here's the match. Here's kind of a bit of what happened during that match. Okay, so they listen. They know who's going to win. But they may decide they don't want to watch.
Right.
All right, I've seen that one before. I've seen that match before.
Well, guys, I certainly know your point of view. Right now, we have some serious action here.
Yes, we
Gregor
do.
Petrov looks like he's trying to hurt Keith Atkins at this point. He's got him down, and he's been just pounding and twisting that knee for the last couple minutes. Keith is going to have to do something here soon, or that knee's going to be blown right out.
Yep. And Petrov, has made it clear that he is out to hurt people. He's made it perfectly clear that that's his goal. I think getting a championship is probably secondary to how many people he can put out of business.
And that is certainly a sad thing. I would have to agree. When he first got here, it seemed like his head was in the right place. He wanted to win matches. He wanted to go to the top the right way.
He wanted to learn.
The World Powers and Roy Lovejoy have just twisted that mindset around to what he's doing now, trying to destroy a man's knee and take him out of wrestling.
But yet, when you talk to him, away from the ring, away from the building. He is a firm believer of old school. So
I'd say this man, the best thing he could do for himself is to break away from Lovejoy and the Royal Powers.
I agree.
Don't see it happening anytime soon because right now he's really just working for them. He's getting in the way. He's the enforcer, running interference.
Right, and Lovejoy right now is pulling the ropes away from Keith Atkins as Keith kept trying to reach for the ropes to cause a break. But again, Lovejoy was pulling the ropes away so Keith could not reach the ring rope.
But Keith just powered out of a single leg crab. Wasn't even both of his legs involved, just one. That is a pretty nice feat of strength right there.
It is, and Keith is no slouch. I mean,
Petrov goes right back to the leg.
Yes, he does. You know, yeah, Keith's got a bit of a belly on him, but it's obviously he does train. You know, he's got tremendous leg strength and upper body strength.
There ain't nothing wrong with having a bit of a belly on you.
Well, no, I've got one myself, and so do you.
I've got 2 or 3, I'd say.
Why do you need a six-pack when you can have the whole keg, right?
Keith right now is trying to climb to his feet here. Looks like they're slugging it out, punches and a couple forearms. Looks like Keith's actually going to be the first one to make it to his feet.
You know, and if I were Keith, I'd be awfully damn tempted that the next time Lovejoy stuffs his mug between the ropes, I'd put a fist in it.
Reversal of the Irish whip clothesline.
By Petrov.
For a second, I thought Keith was going to gain some momentum there.
Yeah, and now look, Lovejoy's, got his arms up like Rocky when he just climbed all those stairs like he did something.
Yeah, Lovejoy, he loves to take as much credit for what somebody else is doing as he can.
And then blow the blame on someone else if it goes sour.
Petrov's going upstairs, kind of uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah, it is. And
went for a flying leg drop, missed completely.
Landed very hard on his backside, which just compresses the spine so much. That's what causes back and neck surgeries in this business.
Absolutely, and you don't ever want to mess with your tailbone either. I know it seems like an inconsequential thing, but if you bruise it or break it, it's like throwing your back out. It affects everything you do.
Well, like a hamstring or a Charlie horse, yeah. Your walk is different. How you carry things is different. Even the lightest of things changes things.
Petrov there, Keith tried to take over, and Petrov just did a jawbreaker. Despite missing that move a moment ago, he is back in the advantage here.
Yes, he is.
That is very impressive.
Petrov is taking it to Keith Atkins, the champ, right now. And if Keith doesn't pull his act together and find a way to start gaining some momentum, he's going to be a former champ.
But now he's just pressing, he's just stepping on Keith and rubbing his foot back and forth.
Like he was putting out a cigarette.
That's just a little bit disrespectful, and it's very unorthodox, but I'm sure it hurts.
Right. Okay, now we can see what's going to happen. He's going to get counted out. He's going to distract the ref. He's going to pull the ref over, and here comes Lovejoy. And continues the choke of Keith Atkins on the second rope.
Now, the referee, whoever it is in there, whether it's T-Rex or anybody else, they should know about this kind of situation. The moment Roy Lovejoy's out there, they should be keeping one eye on each man as often as they can. Turning your back completely on Roy Lovejoy is a huge mistake. Now Gregor just punching down on Keith Atkins about 6 times.
Yep, and the refs fall for it every time. I think if I were in that position, I'd step back and I'd just say, no, wrestle. But doesn't work that way.
Keith is still trying to get back up on his feet. He won't quit. Of course, we know that about him. He's not a quitter.
No, and he's just getting his eyes just gouged and raked right now.
Now that was right in front of the referee. Gregor has got to be risking a disqualification here.
And did T-Rex even start a count?
He did start a count, yes. And now a blatant choke right in front of the referee.
Well, maybe T-Rex ought to change his tactics and speed that count up a bit. Oh, no. Well, drags Keith back into the ring. The fans are just screaming Keith. I'd hate to see Keith lose his championship.
That was a very inventive attempt at a pinfall there by Gregor. Keith did kick out. Well, actually, more like pushed his way out. He really couldn't kick very hard in that position, but still powered his way, got his shoulder up.
Well, and his shoulder's now hurting. His leg is hurting. You know, there's not much left for Keith to do unless he just at sometime very soon starts fighting back to regain an advantage.
I just saw Lovejoy over there telling T-Rex he wasn't counting fast enough, so see, still will. I'm not the only guy that sees that.
Well, of course Lovejoy's going to say it when his man's trying to make a pin.
Right. Reversal, no. Nice.
Russian leg sweep.
Nicely done by Keith Atkins. I don't know where that came from, but and his intestinal fortitude just showed right there.
That's kind of oxymoronic, someone would say, maybe. A Russian leg sweep on a Russian?
Yeah, you got to appreciate the irony there.
Yes.
And it looked like it really rung Gregor's bell. Gregor took a moment before he even rolled over.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about Gregor's conditioning, but it seems to me that within the first 5 minutes, he starts looking like he's blown up. You know, he starts sucking air real hard.
And Keith is firing himself up. He's trying to get that adrenaline going here.
Shoots Petrov off into the ropes, come back with a big clothesline. The only thing I would have hoped for was that he would have followed through on that and turned it more into a JBL lariat.
Well, he's not stopping. He's throwing him into the ropes again.
Back elbow. Yeah, Keith is trying to fire himself up. Now you just got to get the fans to start that Keith chant again, and maybe that'll help turn things around for him. Is this a face buster? Yes, it was. And Pan now Lovejoy up on the rope.
Smart move by Lovejoy. He's distracting T-Rex, and there's no ref there to count.
Again, going back to he should have ignored it.
But Keith Atkins sees him.
That's what, except Petrov is grabbing for something.
He's grabbing for the chair.
Keith shouldn't be putting his hands on Roy Lovejoy like that.
Well, hopefully Keith has the wherewithal to duck out of the way.
What's Petrov doing with that chair?
He's going to probably plant. Oh, he caught him out of the corner of his eye. Well, let's see if he can continue.
Keith's spider sense was tingling, felt him coming.
But it's not helping him. He blocked it. He blocked it. He did not eat that chair. Underarm. Right to the knee again. Face to the knee. I don't know why he didn't bother to eat. Well, the chair would have got him disqualified, but maybe that's a good thing in this particular instance. Get himself disqualified and hang on to that championship and fight another day.
Certainly true. Keith Atkins being smart there.
Well, if Keith got disqualified, he wouldn't necessarily lose the title. I don't believe he can lose the title for a disqualification.
No, he can't. That's what we're saying. It might be a smart thing to do that, get himself disqualified.
Oh, Petrov's bleeding.
I don't think Keith would want to lose a match that way, though. He wants to be able to say that he beat Petrov, not just got himself disqualified.
Well, I agree with that. But sometimes you just got to go to a different level.
And one more time.
And Lugwrench, you say Petrov is busted
bleeding
open.
from the forehead, yes.
Petrov's forehead.
And there's the win. Keith Atkins pulled it out, and he remains the UIWA Northwest Territory champion.
And 3 of those knee breakers, what did you call it?
I just called them face busters.
Face busters. 3 of them in a row within a very short amount of time. Gregor's not moving. He looks like he's out of his mind right now.
Yeah, Petrov took a hard shot to the head on that last move by Atkins there.
And now I think Keith Atkins, he's asking for a microphone, I think.
There goes Rodeo. Rodeo's giving him the mic.
still our UIWA North American champion here.
Northwest Territory.
Northwest Territory. I'm sorry, correct.
Boy, you and the World Powers been talking an awful lot of trash about what you're gonna do. I will take on anyone, anywhere, I don't care. And as far as Daifala Dabashi putting a bounty on DeMarcus James' head,
That was
I got
sick.
one question for you, boy. How are you gonna get DeMarcus James' head when I'm the one watching his back?
There you go. There you go. Well, Petrov is bleeding, not what I would consider profusely by any stretch of the imagination, but probably stretched an eyelid a little too far or something, or an eyebrow maybe. And now what's Lovejoy sneaking?
Lovejoy's going to go
He's
around.
He's going to try and sneak around with that
He's going to
belt.
Pearl Harbor Keith here.
Yep, except Keith saw him.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to lure Keith into a position where he's got his back turned to one of them.
Yep, they're trying to sucker him in, but Keith's a little sore. He'll be sore tomorrow too, but I think better judgment is called for here. That Keith ought to just walk backwards back into the locker room. Be glad he was able to hang on to his belt and get healed up for the next fight.
Absolutely, Ken. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And the USA chants start going out.
And meanwhile, with this match being done, you know what that means. Main event time.
Main event time. Granted, I mean, let's be honest, both Tex and Marty and a lot of us are a lot older than we were in our prime. But something tells me that Jannetty is going to bring it, and that he still can bring it.
Well, I've been watching some of his matches on YouTube, recent matches. Yeah, he's not as fast as he used to be, but he is still very effective.
Yep, probably can't jump as high.
I almost forgot, guys, real quick. Ken probably likes, you know Steppenwolf? You know who they are, don't you,
Yep,
Ken?
John Kay.
Yeah, there's only a few remaining members of Steppenwolf. The guy's name escapes me now, but anyway, members of Steppenwolf, Humble Pie, and another old school band that I can't quite remember do the Steppenwolf, the current Steppenwolf band, which is called Magic Carpet Ride.
Right, it's usually called John Kay and Steppenwolf now.
They're down at Malibu's tomorrow night. One of our sponsors helped sponsor the show here.
Wow.
It's $20 at the door. It's $15 in advance. And Debbie at Malibu's said if you call down there at Malibu's up until the show, that she will we'll call you advance tickets price, and we'll call them at the door for you. So you can actually get in for $15 when you go there if you call and put your name on the list.
Oh,
Otherwise,
you were going to give me tickets.
And then
I thought you were going to count me a couple tickets.
Gold Dust, which is the premier Portland Fleetwood Mac tribute band, is opening up that show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I believe it starts about 8 o'clock tomorrow night down there at Malibu's.
Well, if you can count me a couple tickets, I'd love to go.
They're on the corner. I've been trying to get my own.
I know.
They're on the corner of Broadway and 7th Street down there in downtown Vancouver. Great place to go see live music. I wish the sound guy would turn down the PA a little bit.
No. We're not going to take that because they can get louder. Are you ready for the main event? Alrighty, this first match has a 30-minute time limit. Our main event has a 30-minute time limit. Your official is Christopher Lineker.
She had me confused there for just a second when she said this first match.
We're back at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know what my brain's doing again. Feels like I've been here all night.
Damon's got that snake.
Oh, he brought the albino.
That's not good.
And here comes Mr. Lovejoy again. I was hoping he wouldn't be out here for this, but apparently he is.
Of course he is, because Damon is aligned with the World Powers now.
Yeah, see, I see the snake coming out to ringside, and I see the animal wrapped around Damon's neck too.
You keep that snake away from us, Mr. Tubbs. I don't want nothing to do with that snake.
That poor snake has to be draped around Damon. You know, I wonder what that snake is thinking. It's like, God, get me out of here.
It's probably thinking, I want to eat that Ken Stillwell for dinner.
He's probably thinking about eating the guy that's carrying him.
Why would he want to eat Damon? I bet Damon takes good care of him.
He's already got Damon by the throat.
Weighing in at 222 pounds, hailing from the Valley of the Shadow of Death, he is Damon Sonic!
The master of his own world.
Yes, he is. His mind definitely works in ways that I certainly don't understand.
Well, you're not alone. Definitely not alone on that one.
And he just gave that snake a kiss. Come on, Lugranch, don't you want a kiss from the snake?
No, I want nothing to do with that snake, Mr. Tubbs.
Just in case we haven't mentioned it, you're watching Blue Collar Wrestling. We're at the North Portland Eagles Lodge. Generally every Sunday. Tonight's just a special occasion. So every Sunday at the North Portland Eagles Lodge at 7611 North Exeter Street, which is on the corner of North Exeter and Lombard, which is 1 block west of Portsmouth on Lombard. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is 6 p.m. Reserved seats, $12. General admission is 10. Kids 5 to 12 or $5, as is military members with valid military ID. Kids 4 and under are free. And then you can catch my show on Wednesdays. We'll give a recap and anything else we can think of on Wednesdays from 6 to 7, our local time, which is Pacific time, at CouvRadio.com. That's Couv with a K, K-O-U-V, radio.com. You can just listen or you can watch and listen, whatever your choice is. Never know who's going to call in. Last Wednesday we had Hernandez on the phone from TNA. After talking with Marty Jannetty today, he's looking forward to being a guest on the show. So, the fan favorites are out.
And it looks like Sarge is out here with Tex Thompson again.
Yes.
I don't know if Sarge really, though, he doesn't have that much experience in wrestling. He's not really a manager. He's more like just escorting his guys out. I don't know if he's really going to be able to get physically involved.
I thought we were having a funeral today when he put that suit on. Okay, now people pop when Tex Thompson comes out and does his cowboy thing. The roof is going to come off of this place here in less than a minute.
Got the cowboy, the old horse, and the woofy-woof tonight.
That's right.
And the snake and the weasel?
Yeah.
The varmint?
Yeah, the varmint. And Charlie,
there's the music!
Charlie, if you'd take dubious notes during this match, this could be fun to talk about Wednesday.
Oh, I remember this music, everybody! Now I'm getting really excited. I know you guys, I don't really talk about it much, but he's one of the guys that made me want to be in wrestling. I always loved the tag teams back in the late 80s, early 90s. And that's why when I started, my first year and a half was mostly tag teams.
Well, tag teams were huge back in those days. You know, even six-man tag matches were huge.
And he's wearing an Iverson shirt.
Yeah.
What title's that he's carrying?
You know, I don't know.
Oh, that's the old WWF Intercontinental title, I believe.
It looks like it.
It sure looks like what they had when I was a kid and used to watch wrestling.
Well, it may very well be. He was
I think that's a replica of his title belt he carried when he was in WWF.
No, because they don't use the same belt. That may be his original belt.
Really?
Yeah.
True. That's cool.
You know, Flair has all of his belts.
Right, they've got to retire
Hogan
them
does,
sometime.
and Rock has all of his titles. So I'm sure that's no different with Marty here.
A lot of the guys in the Northwest don't have their original titles because they got thrown off of bridges and cut up with grinders.
Yeah.
We do crazy stuff here in the Northwest.
So both Jannetty and Tex don't want anything to do with that snake. Lone Star, I know, doesn't care for snakes.
I can't say I blame him. I was surprised at the little bit of pop Lone Star got there when they announced his name.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part.
I think
either.
some of these fans haven't been here for a few weeks.
Or they're his relatives.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Marty Jannetty, if you don't know him very well or if you're trying to remember, he's a former WWE Intercontinental Champion back in the 90s. He was a tag team champion at least once that I can remember. Came very close to be the tag team champions with Shawn Michaels as the Rockers, but
they've held many titles.
It was reversed a couple days later and given back to the Hart Foundation. Otherwise, they were officially WWF Tag Team Champions. Also with Sparky Plug.
right.
One of the many names of Hardcore Holly.
Jannetty and Michaels, better known as the Rockers, throughout their career have worn a lot of gold.
You're like freaking Wikipedia, Mr. Tubbs. I'm impressed.
I've been watching wrestling for a long, long time, my friend. That's why I love it so much.
Excellent. It's always, I love getting knowledge off of people on the history, and the way stuff went down.
Well, and I'm impressed with you there, Lug Wrench, during the Marty Jannetty interview. I mean, you were asking some pretty nice questions.
You mean I didn't ask him about when he got thrown through the window on the barbershop by Shawn Michaels?
Because he may have relived that and used you.
He wouldn't do that.
He would in a heartbeat.
Well, we've had a bell ring, but I don't think this match has actually started. Looks like Marty is actually thinking about starting the match. Damon and Lone Star, neither one of them seem to want to get in.
Well, Petrov has had his bell rung. Well, from what I can see, there are an awful lot of the boys hiding throughout the building to watch this one.
And some other folks, too, who are not necessarily part of BCW, but part of the local wrestling scene.
Yes.
They've come out of the woodwork here for Marty Jannetty tonight.
Yep.
Yeah,
he's got a Wolfie going.
A lot of those people from going to the different promotions. I see some that you don't see in here a lot.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that this has momentum enough to carry them over and keep them here.
And meanwhile, we still have not had any bodily contact between any of these wrestlers yet.
You know, like they're going to get into Jannetty's head. Really?
Or Tex Thompson's.
Yeah, really? You think they haven't seen this 100 times or more in their careers? Oh, Wolfie. Chris Lineker, Wolfie.
But for their credit, I have to say, if anybody knows how to get into Tex's head, it's going to be Lone Star. They were partners and friends for the longest amount of time. He probably knows what buttons can be pushed.
Yeah. But vice versa works as well on this. Well, I think the fans want to see some action.
I'm curious to see what Marty does here. I haven't seen him wrestle in 15, 20 years, probably. 15 years.
Well, he's probably been working indie shows like this one all through, but mainly,
I'm sure he has. I'm just saying I personally haven't seen him.
Right.
Seen him wrestle since back in his prime and in the
And I've not seen him wrestle live before. So this is a real honor and treat for me.
Actually, I have had that privilege, but it was back before I was actually in wrestling. I was in the audience.
But I think Marty stays real busy on the East Coast.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, Lone Star thinking he's going to sneak in and get one on over Jannetty.
And I don't know what Lovejoy's doing. What, was he going to get into the ring? What was he doing on the apron?
Well, I don't know, but...
there's no interference right now.
Yeah, do it, Marty. I'd just like to see Jannetty just super kick Lovejoy right in the gums.
Super kick his glasses right off, right?
Right in the gums.
Looks like Marty's going to start this off here with Lone Star. Giannetti's getting the crowd all fired up.
And he's not doing anything to get him fired up. Bye, Monica.
Well, this is a very special main event to a very special day here. Going to be live rock and roll music. We had a carnival outside in the parking lot.
We had a tribute to Patty from Patty's home plate. And I will record that commercial either Monday or go in a little early on Wednesday.
Commercial coming up soon for her.
Yeah. And we should probably do another one for BCW.
Yeah, definitely. Put it in our regular rotation on Coup Radio.
Absolutely.
Lone Star got a little too close to Tex there. Startled him.
It's the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Marty Jannetty and Tex Thompson versus Lone Star and Damon Scythe.
And now we finally have a collar and elbow tie-up, and this is on. Twisting the arm of Lone Star
and just working the arm. And I know that
just yanking down with all the energy that he can there.
Oh, he's just pulling it straight down. And there's the tag. Thompson goes up to the first rope, comes down with a double axe handle, look like on the shoulder blades. Drops a leg on the arm.
Oh, and a cheap shot there, going for the eyes.
Yep.
And that was just Lone Star being mean, because he was right there next to the ropes. He could have just as easily grabbed him.
Right. Damon tags himself in. You know, I bet Jannetty's just loving this. You know, you talk to musicians that have, filled arenas for years, and then to come back into a more intimate setting, they seem to actually prefer that.
Well, I can certainly understand that. It never leaves the blood.
Right.
Oh, now in foreign territory there. Got back into the corner. Marty Jannetty tagged back in.
Nice snapmare right over the top. Off the ropes. Jannetty just drives a fist right into the forehead of Damon Scythe. Damon is seeing stars. Now Jannetty with a drop kick right into the face of Damon Scythe. Goes for the cover, and I think that's more of just a psychological cover. He wasn't looking to end the match here. He was just letting Scythe know that he could pin him anytime he wanted to.
Certainly saying that Scythe can't lay back and take it easy, or else he's going to have his shoulders to the mat.
Shoots Damon hard into the corner, and comes back. Damon reverses it, didn't get quite all of it. Goes to throw a punch. Jannetty misses it, throws one of his own. Now Damon eats the turnbuckle. Jannetty with a kick to the legs. He's got him in a front face lock, maybe a front chancery. Can't quite see it clearly from here.
And now he holds his hand out to Lone Star like he's going to tag him.
Right. Damon reverses it. He's got Jannetty in a standing arm bar. And Jannetty goes for a leg trip. I don't know that I'd call it a drop toe hold. It was
not quite, but close. And then he slides over the back and locks in that headlock again.
Yep.
Classic strategy.
Yes. Well, this is a real pleasure, you know. You know, some of the younger guys in the locker room might be going, "Oh yeah, cool, Jannetty's here," but they don't know the history behind or the importance of Jannetty being here.
And I'm from Michigan, so the Midwest. Marty Jannetty is a name. He's not just, he's
AWA.
He's a name everywhere, but that's where a lot of his big fans are. So,
yes.
This is a treat in so many ways for me.
Well, Tex Thompson with a little shimmy, shake, and then rings the ears of Damon Scythe. Hits him with a little bell ringer, and Lone Star going to jump in and try and break that count, but didn't get it done. Damon was able to kick out himself. And now Damon using his martial arts knowledge with kicks to Tex Thompson's snapmare and puts a boot right between the shoulder blades, right on the spine. Lone Star goes all the way up to the 2.5 second rope. And they've got Lone Star set up for a punch right to the midsection. And Lone Star thinks it was a big deal till Jannetty was going to come in, and Lone Star scattered like a rat on a sinking ship.
Lone Star just sent a message from the majority owner to the non-majority owner.
Oh, we almost had a cover by accident.
Yeah, that would have been a very unexpected ending after a headbutt.
No. Lone Star hits Thompson with a headbutt. Lone Star falls down, then Tex falls on top of him. And Lone Star was looking to the wrong corner to make a tag, so Jannetty ran over to that corner. It would have been interesting to see if Lone Star would have actually tagged Jannetty.
Now,
Jannetty would have just punched him.
Didn't really affect the match, but I have to wonder, Marty Jannetty's a tag team specialist for the moment. He was away from his corner, would not have been able to make the tag if Texan needed to.
True. But, that happens. You see that more often in tag team wrestlings than you probably don't. Or you think you've... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it happens more often than you think it does.
Got Jannetty back in there working on Lone Star.
And he's just dropping knees on the arm. I can't quite see from here.
Left arm of Lone Star.
Goes for the cover. Only a 2 count, and in comes Damon. And he's just going to punch away. Now that brings in Tex. And Damon gets out of there in a hurry.
Now, good job, Chris Lineker, making sure he grabbed a hold of Tex first.
Yes.
Not grabbing a hold of Damon. I know he's got a lot to watch here, but he needs to keep his eyes open, keep him focused.
Lone Star still wobbly from that headbutt. Jannetty puts a couple of boots to him, gets him into the corner.
Introduced him to that turnbuckle. He said, hello there, turnbuckle.
Yep, now Jannetty throwing a few punches at him. And now they're going to do something here. Nope, Jannetty's just going to push him down face first. Rolls him over for the count, gets a 2 count. Again, Damon into the ring. There's the tag.
Oh, and Damon Scythe is claiming that there was no tag made.
And now Damon pulling Lone Star out of the ring. Because Lone Star still having trouble standing upright.
Bit of a desperation move there. He's trying every trick in the book and finally just yanked Lone Star out under the bottom rope.
Lone Star looks like a slinky right now. And Tex is going to come out to meet him. Oh, but Lone Star met him with a back kick and then a chop just under the chin and a punch right upside the head. I was hoping he'd try and throw a punch at Lone Star onto the ring post and then have Tex duck. And gets him onto the ring apron. Both men back into the ring. Lone Star for a cover. Only a 2 count. I'm waiting for that hot dog tag when this place explodes. And a back heel kick, again by Lone Star, using his martial arts ability. And another chop up under the chin.
Well, I kind of thought going into this match that we would see this at some point. Marty Jannetty and Damon Scythe, yeah, they're both involved, but we know it comes down to Lone Star and Tex Thompson, the two co-owners, with Lone Star having 51% of the stocks.
Right. I agree with that, but I disagree with how you explained it. In other words, I think this is about Jannetty tonight.
Well, it is, but I'm saying that when those two are in the ring together,
right,
they're going to be so focused with the anger
right,
and the feelings of betrayal that both of them have.
Right.
Which one is right and wrong regardless. They both feel that way.
Right, or when Jannetty leaves and goes home, then that'll start to be effective. Now Jannetty getting thrown out.
Yeah, Roy Lovejoy over there on the side, choking Tex on the ropes. We knew that was coming.
Yeah, it doesn't take a real genius to figure that out. But now Sarge has got the cowbell.
He's got Isabella?
Yep, he's got it. And he went after Lovejoy.
Well, Sarge has got some gumption, doesn't he?
And Tex looked like he hit Damon with a couple of low blows when Lineker wasn't looking.
I think he was hitting
he's going
Damon on
after
his
the
knee.
leg.
Yes. Because I don't know if Damon could take 2 or 3 of those and still be standing.
No, there's the tag. In comes Jannetty. And he's going to continue to work over Damon. Into the turnbuckle. Hello.
Trying to build up some momentum, build up that fire here.
Yep. Shoots him off. Irish whip into the corner. In comes Jannetty and eats a boot. Damon had the wherewithal to get his foot up. Goes for the cover. Jannetty kicks out.
He had to know that Marty Jannetty had not taken enough damage there.
Yeah.
Very few wrestlers would get a pin after being kicked once and an elbow drop. But of course, Damon's talking to referee Chris Lineker. Lovejoy's getting up there, probably going to become involved.
Right, and in the meantime, Damon is dropping knees into the throat of Jannetty. Jannetty fighting his way back, but he's being dragged into the wrong corner.
Now Lone Star going up to the top rope again.
And again, Marty takes Damon to eat the turnbuckle.
Jannetty
Scythe out, but Lone Star still perched up on the top rope. If he decides to come down on Jannetty, this is going to be ugly.
Yeah, this ain't looking good for Jannetty.
And
Jannetty looked like he was trying to ram
it looked like
Damon
he was going
Scythe
for the ring post.
Head into the post, but he blocked it. Oh,
in goes Jannetty into
the steel part of the turnbuckle.
Yes. That's exactly what I was going to say.
What is going on there? Damon looks like he's getting something. Is that taking something out from underneath the ring?
Chair, he's got a table.
Uh-oh.
Oh, come on now. There just happens to be a table under there.
Yeah.
The fans are chanting for table.
And the table just broke, I think,
before anybody went through it.
Can we buy some decent tables around here?
Now Damon's throwing knees into the gut of Marty Jannetty. Jannetty's trying to get his way back into the ring, but he's getting hung up on the second rope. All right, Jannetty's in. Oh, now Lone Star's gonna... Oh, there it is. Jannetty ducks. Lone Star super kicks Damon, who goes through the table. There it is.
And now a super kick. Marty Jannetty
This should
goes
be
for the
it.
pin.
And there it is, folks. Your winners, Tex Thompson and Marty Jannetty. Folks, what a treat it has been tonight. The whole night has been great. The fans have been electric. And then Marty Jannetty comes out and caps the night. You can't ask for much better than that.
It has been something special, Ken. You are right. I was glad to have been able to be here with you guys.
All right, so your winners, Tex Thompson and Marty Jannetty. What a pleasure it was to have Marty here joining us at BCW today and tonight.
Did you guys see the look on Highway's face when he just walked by here?
No.
I think he was a little disgusted by those cheeseburgers that they offered to him tonight. He looks pretty upset.
Oh, well. All right, folks, you've been watching Blue Collar Wrestling on Sunday nights. Even